Merry Christmas. Wait. I forgot. I missed Christmas. Well, whatever. Close enough, I guess. Now let's get to the subject. Since today we're going to take a look at all the different ice-themed Mario bosses and pick the best ones. Since ice is fitting with Christmas and the Mario games actually have some pretty good bosses. And we're going to look at all of them, so the list also includes spin-off games. Let's begin. Number 5. Now, there are many enemies on this list that are truly innovative, but this next one did something good, but also something wrong. The boss, Baron Brrr. He begins with firing ice balls at Mario out of his crown. Mario must dodge the ice balls and go to the left side of the platform to get an ice flower. As Ice Mario, you can run across the water to the front of Baron Brrr's platform. There you must wall jump up. He will start slamming down onto the ground, creating icy waves which Mario can dodge by jumping. He then must spin near the Baron while he's on the ground. After being hit, the Baron will turn small and hard and try to escape from Mario, who must spin him again to finish him off. So in the beginning he's a mortar that shoots at you, and you need to dodge his attacks and try to get to him. This is a great concept but poorly executed, since the distance that you need to travel is almost nothing. As soon as you're up there, you can just spam the spin attack and finish him off in seconds. So it's just way too easy. If they would make the path towards him longer and his attacks a bit faster when you're on the platform, then he would be 10 times better. So this boss isn't on the list because he's perfect, he's on the list because his concept was really good and he tried. Number 4. Now, there are also Mario games that have a different combat style. The age-old system of turn-based combat. Now, you either love it or hate it, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But when done right, it can be a great thing. For example, the Pokemon games and our next boss, the Crystal King. The fight that Mario has with him can be quite difficult without enough items or a good plan. In the beginning of the fight, as well as throughout it, the Crystal King can use powerful attacks that can deal up to 10 plus damage or even freeze Mario. Now, I like this boss a lot because it's difficult, and he actually has some multiple phases that have their own difficulties. For example, he can use a duplication technique that splits him into 3 copies. Only one of these copies is the real king, and attacking a fake one will result in nothing except the fake one that was attacked will disappear. So this changes the fight, which is a great thing, since turn-based battles can be very basic and boring sometimes. This is a difficult boss, but that's fun. And he can also have multiple different tactics, which makes him less linear. And that's what's great about the Crystal King. Number 3. Now, some bosses in video games are truly evil. They don't care about anyone and their heart is ice cold. But this boss doesn't care about all of that. Yeah, his heart is literally ice cold, but the thing he cares about is mustaches. I'm talking about Chief Chili. He acts like a big bully and can only be attacked by punching or kicking him off the stage. Every time the player manages to do so, Chief Chili will make the stage smaller and then hop to the middle of the stage. On the 3rd attempt of pushing Chief Chili off the ledge, he will be off balance, so the player must hit him one more time to deal the final blow. Now, this boss is obsessed with mustaches, which is hilarious, and I do have to say, he has one magnificent mustache himself. The fight overall is good. It's like a bigger and more difficult version of the fight that you would normally have with regular bullies. Normal bullies are easy and you can take them out in a matter of seconds, but this one challenges you. And I especially like the fact that the platform gets smaller as the battle progresses, since this increases the pacing of the battle. You get closer to the edge each time, so you can knock him off faster, but that can also happen the other way around. Overall, very good improvements, and the reward is also totally worth it. Number 2. Now, usually you fight with Mario against all kinds of monsters and enemies to save the princess and the Mushroom Kingdom. But our next boss doesn't really fight with Mario or even Luigi. It's Bowser's turn. Blizzard Mid-Boss, the 15th boss in Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This boss is actually a stronger version of the normal one, and he looks badass. It's a super cool transformation. When Bowser meets with Mid-Boss in Princess Peach's castle, Fawful powers him up, changing him into Blizzard Mid-Boss, and giving him icy powers that serve as a parallel to Bowser's own fiery breath. So even before the fight begins, you're already pumped, since the boss has a great introduction. Now the fight with him is pretty basic. His attack pattern doesn't really change, but the cool thing is, you fight as both Bowser and Mario and Luigi. Bowser takes on Blizzard Midbus, but he also sends snowballs out of his crown to attack Bowser, which he can inhale so that Mario and Luigi can fight them, which is a great mechanic since this makes the battle less linear in a different way. And besides that, you fight as the best 3 characters from the Mario universe, which is awesome. Overall, this is a good example of the turn-based battle system. It's new, fresh, and it had a great build-up. But sadly enough, Blizzard Midbus is quite an easy boss, despite his enormous amount of health. Number 1. A gigantic living snowman shaped like a spiked ball, with 2 crystals for eyes and an evil grin. It is Sorbetti. His name is a combination of the words sorbet and yeti, but it's a snowman, so this boss ticks all the boxes. Now he is fought on a tiny planet. As soon as you land on that planet, the one above you falls down and reveals himself as Sorbetti. He then starts to roll around in an attempt to hit Mario, and you need to hit his red nose, and each time you do that, he will get faster. This boss works perfect with the entire planet and gravity mechanic, since he rolls around this tiny planet, so he can get really fast and very unpredictable. If you would fight him on the ground, then the distance between you and him is way bigger, and you can easily see him coming and predict what he's going to do. And the fun thing is, he gets faster every time you hit him, and on such a small area, it can get very hectic. At the end, when one hit would finish it off, he gets really fast, and because of his speed, timing the hit gets extremely difficult. Now if you're good at timing those hits and get the right opportunities, then he's really easy. But if this doesn't happen, then he can be a bit of a pain. And I like that this boss has a difficulty and works with this game's theme and mechanic. So Sorbetti, good job mate, you're number 1. So the Mario world has some really interesting bosses, some of which are great, and some of which could have been better. So I hope all of you had a great Christmas, and of course, I wish all of you a happy new year, and let's hope that 2017 will be even better. Great that you watched this entire video! Amazing! You can watch more by clicking the screen! Or just subscribe, then you won't miss anything! Hey!